Enterprise Stories is a weekly radio program that shares the experiences of successful Nigerian entrepreneurs and provides expert analysis of their success factors. Enterprise Stories, business stories of success.
Welcome to another episode of Enterprise Stories. I remain your host, Olawale Anifowose. And on this episode, we have an interesting lineup for you. But before we start, let's take a quick break from our sponsors.
Let's talk about moving forward. You need a brand new car or a home loan so you can live in your own house, or perhaps a credit card to shop around the world. You've also been thinking about getting finance for your trade. Well, at Stanbic IBTC Bank, we've got all the products and services you need so you can move from where you are to where you want to be. Stanbic IBTC Bank, a member of Standard Bank Group, moving forward.
Hello, listeners. Today we'll be talking about a topic I consider to be very important, and it's corporate governance. I believe that for every business that is going to grow, for every business that is going to be sustainable over the long term, there is a need to institute proper corporate governance practices from the very beginning. Now, what do I mean by corporate governance? I'm talking about the need to have a board of directors. I am talking about the need to have a management structure that is properly organized. We need to ensure that companies are run to the highest standards for a variety of reasons, which I will go into later. Now, why would you say you need or you require a board of directors? Number one, it is for oversight. As the owner and probably the CEO of your business, you need to have some other people that you are accountable to. You need to have people who are checking what you are doing and people who are helping you to chart a general course for your business. The objective is for a board to set policy and to set goals and objectives, which the management will then implement. Number two, it is about sharing knowledge. When you have multiple people working towards the same purpose, it is very likely that in the course of your interaction, you'll be able to come up with ideas and strategies for keeping yourself one step ahead of the competition and for meeting whatever objectives you have set for yourself as a business, whether that objective is growth in terms of expansion, whether it's in terms of profitability, and so on and so forth. A third reason why you will require a board is for business development. Again, the business and the objective of most businesses is to sell a product or a service. So if you have a board that is active, and I need to emphasize that the board must be active, so do not choose just anybody to be on your board. You must choose people who have the time and who also can align with the vision that you have for your business. So look for people of like minds, people who are equally passionate about that which you do. And if you find those kind of people, they will help you in the course of growing and expanding your business. It may also be useful at some point to have maybe like an advisory board. These people are not investors in your business, but they are well-respected achievers from various areas of endeavor, and they may also be able to put in some qualitative advice from time to time. I'd like to talk very quickly about the management structure. It is very important to organize your company along certain functional lines. You need to have, for example, somebody or some people working in an admin department. You need to have somebody in charge of human resources, somebody in charge of finance, somebody in charge of marketing, and so on and so forth. It is also important for you to have somebody who almost in a way deputizes for you, somebody like a chief operating officer, so that you can actually focus more on strategic type issues, growth and business development type issues, while this person takes charge of the day-to-day management of the business. It is very important for you to have proper governance structure because it will help you do a few things, and I'll talk through them very, very quickly. Number one, it will help you to attract new capital. When you want to grow and expand your business, the people who want to invest or lend you money want to see what kind of structure you have in place. So if you have a proper board, if you have a proper management structured along functional lines, you are likely to get access to capital when you want to grow and expand. It will also help you find strategic partners. At some point in the growth trajectory of your business, you will need strategic partners. You may need to enter into a joint venture with some people. Your governance practices is what will attract those people. So ladies and gentlemen, I recommend that every business focus on corporate governance. I think you should have, I believe you should have a proper board in place, and you should adopt sound management practices. Thank you.
Let's talk about moving forward. You need a brand new car or a home loan so you can live in your own house, or perhaps a credit card to shop around the world. You've also been thinking about getting finance for your trade. Well, at Stanbic IBTC Bank, we've got all the products and services you need so you can move from where you are to where you want to be. Stanbic IBTC Bank, a member of Standard Bank Group, moving forward.
Our guest today in the Story of the Day segment is Waheed Shonibare, the CEO of Twice as Nice. Waheed, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we are going to be talking about how Twice as Nice, how did it all start? How did the story of Twice as Nice start?
It all started in 1999, April precisely. I lost my dad, and I just wanted to, be able to live have the same lifestyle. Because I knew it was going to be some kind of a long tussle, because obviously I knew there were going to be issues. So I asked my mom to give me some funds so that I could travel abroad and get some things to sell.
Wow. So basically you got some funding from the family, and that's how you got the first consignment of things that you were...
Yes.
Okay, so can you tell us, for some of our listeners that don't really know what Twice as Nice is all about, what do you do at Twice as Nice? What is Twice as Nice all about?
Twice as Nice, precisely, it's a shirt and accessory brand. We retail for top brands in England and in the US, and we also influence some of the designs. Some of them are specifically made for us in Nigeria, and basically that's the major that's the forte of Twice as Nice, shirts and accessories.
Okay. Is Twice as Nice ever going to evolve into a brand on its own that will be producing its own branded shirts and accessories?
Yes, ultimately, but it's not going to stop us from retailing other top brands. Alongside building the brand of Twice as Nice. Okay. Today, Twice as Nice has how many staff? About 105.
How are you able to manage this number of people? How was this structure able to grow?
It wasn't deliberate, actually. It was initially I thought I was going to, because I read pharmacy in school. I actually started Twice as Nice when I was in pharmacy school. I thought it was going to be something that I was going to do for a while, then move into my profession. Yeah, but incidentally, I just found out that I was so much enraptured by Twice as Nice that I eat, sleep, drink Twice as Nice at the moment. I just can't think about anything else aside from Twice as Nice.
Okay.
And there was always a need to put a proper structure on ground, and that was how the structure evolved.
Okay. So looking at Twice as Nice today, it goes to say that, you've had challenges, over time. But what were those critical challenges that you've had, and how were you able to overcome them?
I've had challenges, HR challenges, then, when I had HR challenges, I knew there was something fundamentally wrong with my system. So I had to come to Pan-African University to attend Certificate in Entrepreneurial Management class for 3 months, and been very helpful.
Okay, so I mean that program itself was able to help you to develop a better human resource process within your business.
Yeah, apart from the human resource aspect of the business, it also helped. It's helped me in other areas as well, like the admin, the account department, the customer delight, the marketing. We have a proper structure on ground now at Twice as Nice. We can actually, hold as many branches as possible without it breaking us.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm sure about is that everyone sees Twice as Nice brand everywhere. It's in the face of everyone. Can you share the secret with us? How have you been able to consistently ensure that the brand Twice as Nice is in the face of everyone?
I think the first thing is the passion. There's so much passion for it. Like I said earlier, I'm totally enraptured by Twice as Nice. I'm soaked in it. That's the only thing I think about. I don't have any other. That's my life. That's who I am. I'm just soaked in it. That's it. I think that's basically it. So definitely a lot of things keep coming up, a lot of ideas, because that's what I think about all the time.
Right now, Twice as Nice is in about 5 locations in Nigeria.
It's beyond that.
It's beyond that. Oh, okay, so tell us about the locations where.
Right now, at the moment, we have 23 stores in 7 states in Nigeria. We have Abuja, Port Harcourt, River State, Abuja, Ibadan, Calabar, Warri, Asaba, Kaduna.
Wow. So you're in
and Accra as well in Ghana.
In Ghana?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in about 15 locations.
No, about 22.
22.
Yeah, 23, sorry, precisely 23, because we're opening a new store on Saturday at the Grand Towers in Abuja. That makes 2 in Abuja.
2 in Abuja,
Yeah.
Okay. How are you able to manage all these branches?
Like I said earlier, we have a proper structure on ground.
Okay.
We have the HR department, we have so many departments, we have supervisors, we have area managers, we have so many people that are handling the stores. Like, I usually tell people I don't handle the stores, I have people that manage them.
Okay. So are you see yourself in the near future stepping aside from Twice as Nice?
Yes.
And Twice as Nice is going to be...
I'm already giving up control. I've started... sometimes I just let people do what they need to do without interfering.
Okay. I mean, right now in Lagos, of course, and indeed Nigeria, there's so many people retailing, other designers, and what makes Twice as Nice different from, or what makes you unique? What is that unique selling point that you have?
Basically, I think maybe let me say 3 things. The first thing is we always have something new at the store every week, because we get new things every week. Secondly, people trust the name because they know obviously they're buying the real thing. And lastly, we are affordable.
Yes. So those are the 3 key things that make you stand out. And of course, in rounding up, what would you be telling those people that are interested in venturing into this kind of business? I mean, it's easy to venture into this business. You travel, buy a few things and come, but it's not easy to sustain it. So for those that are interested in going into the business, what would you advise them?
I think the basic thing, the fundamental thing is passion. If you don't have passion for the business, don't even bother doing it, because as I speak to you, even if I wasn't making any money from Twice as Nice, I'll still be doing it.
Okay.
It's funny, I keep telling people that because I'm so much soaked in the whole thing that I enjoy doing it. That's who I am. If you don't have the passion for it, don't even bother doing it.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Waheed. Listeners, we've had Mr. Waheed Shonibare in the studio with us today, and he has told us, without passion, you cannot be in business. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Let's talk about moving forward. You need a brand new car or a home loan so you can live in your own house, or perhaps a credit card to shop around the world. You've also been thinking about getting finance for your trade. Well, at Stanbic IBTC Bank, we've got all the products and services you need so you can move from where you are to where you want to be. Stanbic IBTC Bank, a member of Standard Bank Group, moving forward.
Welcome back. We're now in the expert analysis segment, and our expert for today is Mr. Bayo Rotimi. Mr. Bayo, you're welcome to the experts' analysis today. And we have, you heard the story of the day, Twice as Nice, Waheed Shonibare. Twice as Nice has 23 branches, and he's been running the business for some time, about since 1999, and he has 105 staff. So, from the story, what's your analysis?
Well, thank you very much, Wale. First and foremost, I think that Mr. Shonibare has done an excellent job. You know, it is quite challenging to build and to grow a business inside of this environment. So if within a short period of, or a period of 13 years, he's been able to grow the store, the business, and now have a total of 23 stores, yes, including one outside the country, then it shows that there are certain things he's done right. I'd like to just extract a couple of things from what he said. First and foremost, the starting capital, he mentioned that it came from family, and I think that is typically one of the areas where new entrepreneurs will typically get the starting capital from your family and your friends, as well as your own savings. So it is now a question of what you do with the initial capital that you raise. You know, we say a lot, we say to a lot of entrepreneurs, it's always good to think big, but you need to start small, and that is exactly what Twice as Nice has done. Something that struck me about his presentation was he was talking, and he was always mentioning passion. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever it is you are doing, when you are about to grow and establish a business, you need to find something that you're extremely passionate about. You know, business is a long distance race. It is indeed a marathon, and it comes with a lot of challenges. So it is only the people that are passionate about it that will still be there over the long term, and that is why 13 years after, in spite of the challenges of the environment we live in spite of the inconsistencies in government policy, the company is growing. I am also very glad that he recognized early enough that there was the need for him to develop his skills. So yes, he started off as a pharmacist, still is a pharmacist, but he decided to go into business and came into the Pan-African University just so that he could get the required managerial skills to run the business, because it is critical for aspiring as well as new entrepreneurs to try and put proper systems in place. A major challenge in our environment is the human capital factor. So if you are managing 105 people like Waheed is doing without a proper HR system in place, without structures, without an organizational structure, you know, it is will to be very, very difficult to manage such an enterprise. So the advice for a lot of businesses, especially in the growth phase, is you may need to get some consultancy services, i.e. get a HR consultant to guide you, try and enhance your skill by going into any of the organizations such as the EDC and the like that can help you develop. He also mentioned in terms of what keeps the business growing, and he talked about the price advantage, he talked about quality assurance, he talked about the fact that there will always be something new for every subsequent visit to his store. You know, I think that every business person must have their own unique selling point. Find out that thing that gives you a bit of an advantage over the next person, you know, because what he is selling is not exclusive to Twice as Nice. There are other people selling similar products, but not all of them are growing and as successful as his company is, and that is because he's recognized his sources of competitive advantage and he's maximized them. And like I said earlier, the advantages may come from price, and they may also come from differentiation or quality assurance. So he ensures that whatever he's selling, people walk into his stores and know that they have bought something. Another interesting thing Waheed said, as I'm trying to close up, is that he talked about the benefits that come from having a system. So technically today, he can take a holiday for 2 or 3 weeks and the business will not come crashing down because he has invested in structures, he has invested in systems. And this is something that we encourage other businesses to try to adopt. You know, a lot of entrepreneurs, owner managers are unable to take any kind of a break from their business because everything revolves around them. A critical success factor is let the systems run the business so that you as the owner, you can focus on strategic issues such as how do you expand the business. Again, the CEO is looking into the future, and this is something we must commend, and therefore, in somewhere in the future of this business, they will start to manufacture and design and sell their own branded products. I think over the long term, again, from a strategic perspective, every business must have a long-term plan. You know, you must be looking 5, 10, 15 years into the future and start planning for it today, because the future will come a lot quicker than we expect. Overall, I think there are some decent lessons to be learned from the Twice as Nice story, and I encourage everybody to please look at that model and extract what works for you from there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bayo, for that insightful analysis. You know, one of the interesting things that struck me about the story of Twice as Nice, in the area of the challenges he had regarding the human resource structure that he had to deploy. I mean, you can actually, regardless the size of your business, you can actually start building a structure. And that's one of the key things that the SME toolkit itself can provide. On that portal, you have the human resource column where you can actually find information about how that can help you to manage, even if it's 2-3 staff that you have. So I think that if you're interested in building a structure, HR structure for your business, you can go to visit the nigeriasmetoolkit.org, and you will be able to get some useful resources there. Okay, we've come to the end of the program. Catch us again, same time next week on Enterprise Stories. Stay blessed. Join EDC as we host the 2012 Global Entrepreneurship Week in Nigeria from the 12th to the 18th of November. Log on to ng.unleashingideas.org to be part of the global movement to celebrate creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. GW national partners are Stanbic IBTC and Etisalat Nigeria. Unleash your ideas. Enterprise Stories is brought to you by Enterprise Development Center of the Pan-African University. For questions and comments, please email edc@pau.edu.ng or log on to Enterprise Stories on nigeria.smetoolkit.org for useful resources and articles to help grow your business.